Carol Danvers gets her powers entangled with those of Kamala Khan and Monica Rambeau, forcing them to work together to save the universe. That is why today on the Summarizer, the Marvels. The movie kicks off somewhere in space, where a mysterious ship arrives at an unknown planet called MB-418. Right away, we meet Darben, this mysterious chick on the hunt for an ancient relic. Turns out, she's the head honcho of the Kree Empire and came to this spot because her intel peeps told her they found it. So now we see Darben wielding her hammer, smashing a rock, and boom, out pops a super special bracelet. She puts it on, gets a power boost, but dang, she needs the other one for the full juice. Since it ain't here, she orders her crew to keep searching. Now, let's shift to New Jersey, USA, where we find Kamala Khan with the other bracelet. Suddenly, it starts acting up, the screen goes black, cause something went down that we'll get later. Meanwhile, we zoom back to space with Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel. She's been having these constant dreams about her past, like where she got her powers and the torture she endured from some AI big brain, which we'll understand better later. When she wakes up, we find out she still has Goose, Marvel's cat, famous for its weird digestive system and for giving Nick Fury a one-eyed look. At that moment, she gets a call from Samuel Jackson, who's at Saver Swords Base in space. We got the lowdown on that from Secret Invasion, a kinda mess series that not many folks watch, but whatever. What matters is that Nick Fury calls up Carol Danvers to warn her that an unknown ship breached the chronospace through jump points, these portals scattered in space for teleporting. So with that info, Fury tells Captain that this mysterious ship hit planet MB-418. So Carol Danvers, in her ship, rushes there with some seriously creepy special effects, standard Disney stuff in recent years. But something weird goes down when she reaches the wrecked rock on this deserted planet. She finds an inscription of the bracelet Kamala Khan had on Earth, and right next to it, an energy hole. At the same time, back at Saver, astronaut Monica Rambeau was checking out a funky jump point with some anomalies. So Rambeau goes to inspect this dilation, but at that moment Kamala Khan and Captain Marvel oddly swap places through the energy. Captain Marvel shows up at Kamala's house, while Kamala appears in Rambeau's astronaut suit. However, this doesn't last long and they go back to their main spots. Back on MB-418, Captain Marvel gets attacked by Darben's lackeys, but she's a powerhouse with unlimited energy, so she kicks their butts and is now headed to Tarnax, the Skrull planet. At the same time, Darben, the Kree leader, is already at Tarnax, proposing an alliance to the Skrull Emperor, uniting their realms for the long haul. So, forgiving their past wars, the Emperor and the others accept this alliance. Meanwhile, Carol Danvers finally arrives at this planet and, detected by guards, starts fighting. But at that moment, she swaps places with Miss Marvel and Rambeau. Miss Marvel is freaked out and clueless, and these guards are about to off her. But in the most epic scene of the movie, Goose devours them in one gulp. The battle goes on for many moments, with the three swapping places whenever they channel energy with their fist. At one point, when Kamala returns home on Earth, she brings Goose, who pukes out the two guards. A massive fight ensues, with Captain Marvel and Rambeau involuntarily switching positions to take on the guards. In the end, Miss Marvel's house is wrecked, and when it's all over, we see Nick Fury and Rambeau arrive to check out and gather more info on Kamala, discovering what's been happening. Soon, when Miss Marvel tries to use her powers, she swaps places with Carol Danvers. But Danvers is too worried because she's facing serious danger, and by swapping with Kamala, she assumes the latter will die. Unable to switch places, cause the fist ain't working, Captain Marvel wants to save her and flies towards that space point where Kamala was. However, they swap places, and when in the stratosphere, Kamala takes a nasty fall. But don't worry, this is Disney, and no one dies, so Rambeau has to learn to fly and tries to save her. When they get back to Earth, they swap places with Carol Danvers, while now Kamala and Rambeau end up at the villain's turf, who has the other bracelet. And now both are ready to be taken out by Darben, but boom, Captain Marvel swoops in from Earth to save them. Here, we oddly find out that in this world, Carol Danvers is known as the Annihilator, which is a pretty big deal for the movie. Also, since Darben got attacked by Captain Marvel, she spills the beans to the Skrull, calling them traitors allied with the Annihilator. Feeling betrayed, she opens a jump point in the skies with her weapon and the bracelet. Through this portal, we see Darben sucking all the oxygen out of the Skrull planet to take it back to her home planet. Now we see how the Skrull world, Darnax, is gasping for air. Captain Marvel and Rambeau manage to save a few Skrulls, but not everyone. Then Kamala Khan gets a shout from Captain, who forces her to do nothing because not everyone can be saved. It's time for her to grow up because that's the reality. So with some Skrulls safe on her ship, the Emperor scolds Captain Marvel for interrupting their alliance with Darben. However, she makes it clear that this was all a trap and she was going to betray them anyway. To make them happy, Captain Marvel calls Brunhild, the Asgardian warrior in charge of New Asgard, and takes all the Skrulls to live with her. After these events, we head to Hala, a planet on its last legs, which is Darben's home planet. Here, she arrives and forces all the inhabitants to take off their masks because now there's oxygen. We see all the people of Hala breathing for the first time in 30 years. We also discover the true story of Hala, or rather, Darben's true story. Decades ago, the Annihilator, as she knows Captain Marvel, came to destroy everything, and also the supreme artificial intelligence. Since that day, Hala started dying, its sun died, water vanished, and so did oxygen. Now Darben plans to revive her world. Now we're on Captain Marvel's ship, where at first, our three heroines don't want to team up, but later they do, bringing us a pretty basic and repetitive script and story. Finally, Captain Marvel gives them head devices that revive their memories, where we see the origin of their powers, and more importantly, we flash back to Danvers' memories. We discover that Maria Rambeau asked her to take care of Monica and take Goose, because she was going to die of cancer. After this bit of logical deduction, the three deduce that the villain Darben went to Hala, her home planet, as it's dying. With the oxygen from the Skrull planet now, she could give hope to its inhabitants. Also, there's a planet near Hala, Aladna, a water-rich planet in the Magellanic Galaxy. Once informed of this plan, the three prepare and embark to go to this planet. When they arrive, we discover that, in contrast to Hala, this world has a radiant sun, water, oxygen, and, above all, resources. When they arrive, we find out that Captain Marvel was on this planet before and married the prince. But since she didn't like married life, and this movie is about empowered women, she left, leaving the prince alone. And so when everyone arrives, the inhabitants welcome them by singing, because on this planet, everyone communicates through singing. Yeah, as weird as it sounds, and this whole part is too Disney. In the end, Captain Marvel dances with the prince since they were married. And in the midst of this, she interrupts the customs of this planet to tell her husband that Darben will soon come to this planet, and they need to prepare. This is where Yang, the Prince of Aladna, names the three of them the Marvels, referencing the movie's name, and now everyone gets ready for the battle. When the invaders with the Kree ships arrive, we have a brutal battle where the villain is clearly superior. Here, the three face her without any success, where Kamala proves to be a total novice, while Rambeau was more familiar with her powers. Captain Marvel, on the other hand, the most powerful, can't do anything because her energy is absorbed by Darben's bracelet. After humiliating them, the villain finally opens another jump point in space, and this portal starts absorbing all the water from Aladna to take it to her barren land. Maybe now her people have water, but I don't see much difference between this and a massive tsunami. Our protagonists try to stop her, but it's impossible because the villain is much stronger. With no other choice, the three escape in Captain Marvel's ship, where Kamala opens a jump point and takes them to a desert planet far from Aladna. In this place, with nothing but sand around them, the three reflect. Here, Captain Marvel reveals that in the past, she destroyed the Supreme Intelligence, which enslaved and ruled the Kree. But it seems this brought consequences, and the planet suffered. Meanwhile, let's go back to Saber, Nick Fury's base in space, where we discover strange eggs all over the base, so Fury's workers alert him of this event. Fury and his team were very scared, fearing that strange beings were invading the base. However, we soon discover that Goose, apparently a female, was pregnant and her offspring comes out of these eggs, many kittens with the same characteristic alien mouths. The issue is that since Fury's ship was going to collapse as it was being attacked, the best thing would be to let the cats eat all the personnel on the ship. So now, we see how the Flurkins, the race of these cats, eat the entire crew to vomit them out once they reach Earth. At the same time, while all this was happening, we discover that Darben wants to take the sun from the solar system for her planet, creating a space-time portal in space. Coming back with Nick Fury and the gang, they try to safely get back to Earth with the cats, but their ship has some issues, causing some adorable cats to vomit on some crew members. But they still land safely on Earth because clearly it's a Disney movie and no one can die, especially not the cats. After this, Miss Marvel with Rambeau and Captain Marvel reaches the sun of the solar system in space, but Darben won't give up easily. So the three of them fight, and even though they had practiced for a long time how to teleport at the same time, they can't match her because Darben is too powerful and literally wrecks them. After fighting really hard, they finally subdue Darben, but she doesn't stay quiet, reminding Captain Marvel that the Annihilator, as she knows her, took care of destroying everything she knew. Thanks to her, she lost her world, the artificial intelligence, and now it's only right to take her son away too. However, Monica Rambeau comes up with an idea that with Captain Marvel's power, she can revive the son of her world, the son of Hala. Carol hadn't considered this magnificent idea, but accepts. However, when she releases Darben, she betrays them and subdues Kamala Khan, taking away her bracelet, because, remember, the two complement each other. However, when she puts it on, the energy is so intense that Darben is consumed by the power and simply dies. The explosion of her death and the energy from the bracelets are so powerful that they rupture the space-time, and this is so potent that we see it slowly starting to destroy the reality and the universe we all know. To fix this, the scientist and expert devise a plan, which involves Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel filling her with radioactive energy so that Monica absorbs it and then channels it, closing the singularity. They immediately put this plan into action, because if not, the entire universe we know will disappear and the movie wouldn't have a Disney happy ending. And we see Monica heading to close this portal from the inside. But of course, it doesn't go well because, in the end, with all her might, she manages to close it, but she's trapped in that other universe for eternity. Although Captain Marvel realizes this and tries to fly with great force to save her, it's too late. When she arrives, the portal closes and Monica is stuck in that universe for all eternity. But despite being sad, there's no time to waste because Captain Marvel is going to revive the son of Hala. After this, on Earth, Kamala Khan was very sad about the loss of Rambeau, so Miss Marvel's entire family helps Carol move to Louisiana, where both heroines have a conversation in Rambeau's plane. But the end of this movie is quite interesting because first, Kamala Khan meets Kate Bishop, the girl we saw in the Hawkeye series who has come to recruit her for her new team. And if that wasn't enough, with a post-credits scene, Monica Rambeau wakes up in a bed, not knowing exactly where she is and how she got there. By her side, patiently waiting for her to regain consciousness, is a variant of her mother from another universe, Maria Rambeau in the binary suit. And at this moment, enters none other than Beast, a notable member of the X-Men, giving us an explanation, telling her that all they know is that Binary found her, and their theory is that she somehow toured the space-time and is now in a parallel reality to hers. Before leaving the room, Beast says, Char asked for an update confirming that Charles Cyber, also known as Professor X, leads the mutants in this new universe we just discovered. That was The Marvels. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment which movie you would like me to summarize.
Gotta work.
Okay. Bye.